Hello, and welcome to Dad Doesn't Have Time for This, the show where we review things and then compare them to everything else in existence, quickly and briefly. Today, I'm going to talk about Once Upon a Time in China 1 from the Criterion collection. This was finally at a price I was willing to pay, and I do not regret my decision. Unbeknownst to me, there are 6 films in this box. I did not realize it was that many, and now I feel even better about my purchase that I got 6 films for roughly $10 a pop. So, all in all, once again, the Criterion collection has gone above and beyond the Call of Duty. The quality is excellent, the transfers are great, the audio is great, it has multiple audio where applicable, they always do their best, and it's just, this Criterion is a smidge overpriced, but they do good work, so I'm not going to begrudge them for wanting to actually get a good price for good quality releases of films. So on that front, it stands out as always. Quality releases for a quality audience. Now, as far as the movie itself is concerned, at first I was a little thrown off by it, but the more I thought about it, the more I appreciate the movie. So the movie came out in the 90s, and in the 90s, Hong Kong was dealing with the fact it was going to be handed back over to China. A terrible idea, but it seemed like a good idea at the time. And as a result, they were kind of going through an identity crisis. And this movie really deals with China and its involvement with foreigners and how they've handled that and processed it internally. And this movie does an excellent job of discussing the topic, sort of showing how the Chinese people weren't exactly treated very well by foreigners. They kind of got screwed over repeatedly, some of which from their own hubris and some of which from no fault of their own. They were regularly taken advantage of, and this is all well-documented things that happened. Sadly, they decided communism was the answer to their problems, and that did not end well. But going into this, as a view on what was then modern Hong Kong through the lens of ancient Chinese culture and dealing with modernization, I thought it did a great job of that. And as a result, what is somewhat of a disjointed story where it doesn't really flow well from one story beat to the next. What this movie does do extremely well is the fight choreography is excellent, top-notch, no problems there. Each fight is unique, well done. The characters, there's kind of, like, their motivations are kind of all over the place, especially the one guy who ends up becoming the disciple of who is like the bad guy at the end of the movie. It's a disjointed mess, but despite the disjointed story, the feeling it conveys is excellent, and the fights and the action is excellent. So all in all, I'd say this was the 180th best movie of all time, and I look forward to watching the rest of them. You all have a wonderful day.